and gentlemen, welcome to the latest and greatest show in the Call of Duty scene. It's The Storm. Ladies and gentlemen, I've got some exciting guests on with me today. You've seen them around. You've seen them everywhere. Just don't call them after 12. It's Lightning the Joke. How you doing? How you doing?
Hey.
And below him, one of the immaculate, up in the air, ready to give you the energy, the pitch, the scream, the absolute accuracy. It's none other than DandroCasts.
Wild intro. Oh my god, I don't think I was prepared for that.
It's okay. I typically make these up on the spot, so.
Listen, you made that up on the spot. I'm here for it. I'm locked in.
I'm ready. I'm ready, as they say. How you gentlemen feeling? How's it going on this beautiful Wednesday afternoon?
I'm good. I just got out of the gym, feeling nice. I just pulled up your stream on Twitch to give us that viewer. Yeah, I'm doing good.
How about you, Dandro?
I'm doing great. Same thing. Came back from the gym. I had like a long day of work, and then was able to kind of get out all my frustration at the gym, and then came back, had a protein shake in the shower, and I'm ready to talk about some goddamn Call of Duty.
You had a protein shake in the shower.
In the shower, yeah, shower
That's
protein shake.
That's awesome. That is awesome. I need to do that. I need to start doing that.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. The concept of shower beverages is a little bit of an unlocked efficiency thing, you know?
Okay.
Sometimes you come home, you just need a shower beer, right? You need to unwind, just grab a beer, drink it in the shower, right? You can have a shower coffee if you want. I've even done that. Get a nice little tumbler, put your coffee, and just kind of enjoy the warm water, sip your warm coffee. It's a little bit of a cheat code.
That does sound like a cheat code. I would never drink coffee, but
This got to be off them like 2004 Walmart like gaming guide cheat codes, because goodness gracious, that's goated.
That's your DandroCasts tip of the day.
I appreciate that. Well, you know, I'm doing pretty good too. I just got back from the gym as well. Look at us. Look at us.
Go to the gym together next.
Look at us. You going to champs, Dandro? You going to champs?
I am not, unfortunately.
No.
As of right now, I am not.
Mike?
There's potential that I could have like gone to a different gig, and then that fell through, and then by the time that I learned that, it was too late. So I was like, I'll enjoy it from home. Order some pizza and watch it.
What about you, Mike? You coming?
Nah, I wasn't good enough to make it, so I'm not.
Oh my gosh, guys, come on, man! Why did I go work out with the boys, man? With the mandem, with the homies, pumping iron, pumping protein. What more could you want?
Yeah, I'm trying to pump my homies too.
Hey, yo.
Retweet on that, ladies and gentlemen.
That's crazy.
Let's get this day started, because there's quite a bit to talk about. A lot of good opinionated parts. So I want to hear what you guys got to say. I'm gonna say my mind, because Lord knows with everything that's going on, it's crazy. We're holding together by tape almost. So let's just start off with some good news. It's Spart's 22nd birthday, y'all. Happy birthday, Spart.
Happy birthday, Mr. Spart.
Happy birthday to the MVP himself, you know.
So handsome.
Just look at him. So happy and go lucky, man. Guys living good. 22 years old. I did not know that I was older than Spart. I really didn't. I thought he was older than me, but I'm probably older by like a couple of months. I was born February 28th, and his is May 23rd, so give or take. I did not expect that. But all good. Once again, big happy birthday to Spart. I know he's getting ready to make his return soon into the CDL, but we'll see how we'll see.
Oki thought he would at some point this year with like some of the guns that we had, thinking that there would like somehow be like some sort of flex gun in between, and Spart was gonna pull it off again this year, where he just runs something stupid, and then everyone's like, wait, this thing actually kind of slaps. When the P90 was like picking up steam, I was like, is this the time? Is this when it happens? But unfortunately, it wasn't.
I thought it was gonna be the Lockman with him. I thought he was gonna like find like a god tuning to the Lockman and just go absolutely crazy. But nope. Unfortunately, we had another M4 MP5 meta at the beginning of the year. Grant announced the attack, but potatoes tomato. On that.
Yeah, I just want a 3-gun meta. To be honest with you.
Everyone does.
Bring back the Maddox. Who said that? Not me. Goodness gracious.
I'll say it with my damn chest. I don't even use that gun, but I just want a SOG. God,
A SOG? You want a SOG back?
I want that SOG.
I want a-
My
I
gun
want a-
4 was so much fun.
I want a Bal 27 back. That's what I want.
That was also fun.
Get me a Bal, and they get me a Bal. I'm spawning back in. I'm back. I am back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm ready to run the scene. Even though my time in challengers was very short because people were like, "Hey, you talk better than you shoot," and I was like, "Oh, damn, I guess so." So
You talk better. I mean, listen, I've been there. Sometimes though, you can be a little bit surprising. Listen, I have played in some Warzone tournaments and beat notable Warzone competitors. So I take those dubs. Sometimes we gotta come out of the booth and show these kids who's boss.
So that's what I'm hearing. Team of 2, huh? Team of 2 coming into AW2.
I'm a flex.
Dang, I was flexing. All right, fine.
I
I'll
can
pick.
main AR. I can main. I can sub. I can do it all. Okay.
Damn, so
You guys
handsome.
are not gunning me.
Respectfully, I'm gunning
sure
you.
about that?
I'm gunning you, buddy. I'm coming for you. I'm yelling at you from across the station and doing a swanton bomb off of the ceiling.
An
Off the
RKO.
ceiling. That's crazy.
You're gonna be like, damn, we just 250 and 50 these kids, and I'll be like, swanton bomb, and just jump over, bro. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be amazing. I'll probably get kicked out and get a cease and desist, but it's whatever. But regardless of our WWE entrances to Call of Duty, we got something big, something massive came out this week that has been taking the world by storm. A big expose. If anything, it's that boy FaZe Rain coming out and absolutely just opening the checkbook of FaZe. Look at these numbers real quick. Super Smash, 25K a month. Hold on. Now, hold on a second here. You mean to tell me, and this is, granted, there's more information available. This is just what we're seeing right now. The flank operates more than Super Smash.
Yeah, I believe it.
I believe that it does, but I don't believe any of these numbers at all. I don't.
Yeah, that was like my number one thing when I saw this is I want to where is FaZe Rain getting these numbers? Like, I obviously understand like he's in FaZe, but like if you like hit someone up on the DL, like where and also I want to what is that breakdown? Because seeing for Valorant, for example, right? Like seeing a $224,000. Like, also, is this a month? Is this a year?
This is apparently
This is
a month.
Like, I don't
That's
see.
just
I don't know
not
if I
true.
believe that they spend $224,000 a month on Valorant. I mean, I guess if you have 4 people on a 60K a month, though, like, what? You can understand it's like there's 5 people on a Valorant squad plus coach plus maybe analyst staff and like maybe this is like including like housing and like
Yeah,
all
maybe
this
it's
other
including
stuff.
everything.
Like,
I can maybe see that if it's including everything.
but like I don't know. It's just some of these are hard to believe. Like, and if it's per year, I would be more like I'd be like, yeah, okay, like this makes a little bit of sense. But like per month, what?
Nah,
No,
that's not real, bro. There's
I'm
no
not.
way
I'm
it's
not
real.
a mathematician, so I pulled out a calculator. $224,000 over a 12-month salary a year.
Yeah.
$2,688,000 a year.
Nah,
No-
they're not. No.
No wonder the FaZe stock has gone down so low.
I see, and you wanna know why? I can tell you why I don't believe that. Because if I look at like even so, you think okay, that's $2 million a year. Look at the prize pool for 2022 Valorant champs was like $1 million. Like they're not investing $2 million a year into this team to only potentially win the majority of $1 million prize pool.
Damn.
You know, like
it's just not real. It's
That
not real.
McDonald's sponsorship really carrying.
I guess, yeah. I mean, I guess you're doing it for that. Okay, wait. Okay, and then, but even then, okay, this doesn't make sense because then there was teams were paid 50% of the net proceeds from the Champions 2022 skin collection, which raised over $16 million. So, like, if anything, they got $1 million from that. Like, I don't believe it. I don't believe that number that they spend $2 million on Valorant. Like, you're just burning money. FaZe might be weird, but they, you know what? For all the talk of like the corporate people they got to have an accountant on staff who looks at this and goes, "This doesn't make sense."
Yeah.
The numbers are not matching up whatsoever. You know, I mean, you look at the reaction from Ben. This is what Hitch and Ben had to say, and this guy Polska here, production, editors, design, travel. So this is for also the $33K that apparently the flank charges on the company card a month. Production, editors, design, travel, 4 shows a week. It might actually be lower than I expected, to be honest. Ben said, if the show spent $33K a month, I wouldn't be hosting and doing setup for our live shows. And Polska said, yeah. Ben, $33K is your salary. Ben said, if that was the case, you would not be seeing my kitchen behind me on camera when I stream. I mean, thoughts? Like, goodness gracious.
I mean, even if you took the $33K divided by, well, let's say 5, because it's the 4 of them plus Gersh on socials, right? Let's just say it's split evenly. Like, that's like a 6.2K each a month to run the flank. Like, that's still crazy. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, 6.6K per person. Now, personally, if I'm making 6.6K off just a show, you know, I'm living good.
And just like knowing them, I guess like maybe it's the flip, because I feel like knowing them, if they were making that much money or they had that, like if they had a budget of $33,000 a month, like, I don't know, I think they'd be doing like stuff a little bit more extravagant, right? Like, I mean, let's be honest, if you're getting paid 6.6 grand a month, they would be flying everybody in like once a week, right? To like do the show or something,
yeah,
right? They'd be on match weekends on like maybe a Sunday or something. Like maybe they'd be flying everyone in. Like, I don't know. I just don't believe it.
It's not real. It's not. Like
I'm expecting them,
like,
bro.
nah.
I'm expecting them, bro. Yeah, that's a great question. Where did FaZe Rain, content creator, get the inside loop to the FaZe holdings? Like it's just crazy, because like then you look at FIFA, 21K a month, 21K for FIFA.
No.
Hold on,
No.
I'm getting paid 21K a month to play FIFA. Goodness gracious.
Also, what is Halo? I didn't see Halo in any of this either, which is also what makes me question this a tad.
I'm pretty sure this is just like a screenshot once they talked about the flank, and then people.
There is a couple. I saw some of the other ones, and like Halo wasn't on any of them. I mean, they talked about too, where like the COD team, they technically make money off the COD team because basically the people who actually own the FaZe squad like pay for most of the things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he said revenue is 42,000 for Call of Duty with, I don't know what COGS is. But cost of producing products. Oh, cost of goods sold. Oh.
Okay.
Quick Googling. So, but yeah, I feel like that's like a licensing thing. Like, that's why it's $35,000 profit. It's because they're probably just licensing the FaZe name to them.
That's true. It is like the Atlanta Venture, I think, like company that is the one that does that. But Still, some faded numbers. Not gonna lie, pretty faded numbers out of the man Norden. But moving on from that, and Ben Gersh made a really funny meme about it. Ben Genesee and Patrick Price pulling up to Toronto, and it's like what y'all said. If they're making that much money, what's stopping them from pulling up lavish and at like crazy destinations?
To be fair as well, I mean, like $6.5K a month is like not crazy, like especially considering. So like Aches gets paid by X Defiant, sure. Zuma probably has some sort of phase contract where he's on some sort of salary. Ben does what outside of I'm sure Ben's smart. I'm sure he probably has like investments, but he's not on Esports Engine anymore or anything. So like, and obviously Parasite's just Challenger's coach and things. So I don't know. Maybe it's. I mean, if that's a comfortable salary, you're getting 6.5, 6K a month. Like you can live decent off of that. So I don't think they're rolling up, but still, it's still wild.
That's wild though. Still, yeah. I don't. I mean, me personally, if I was getting that much money a month, I would definitely be. I wouldn't really be pulling up lavish. That's just the type of guy I am. Like, I don't want to spend money to like look like I make money, if that makes sense. Like, I'd still have the same style and stuff. I'd probably reinvest it into the show and try to make it bigger. Like, I genuinely think that they should be flying. If they're making that much money, they would be flying motherfuckers out to come and watch or be on the show and stuff. Like there's just no way.
I agree. I 100% agree. Like I said, even if they're making that like 6.6K each, like you're living pretty comfortable. Things are going pretty good. But then Rain came out and was like, hey, just saying the number that was in my video isn't a clear representation of your contributions to FaZe. That was only 1 month, and every month is different. Obviously, y'all are killing it, and I wish nothing but the best for you boys. Now, nobody from the flank actually responded to this, like not even Gersh. So clearly, there must be communication going on within them internally, saying, "Hey, let's we gotta let this beef settle between the big boss and him because definitely I could have been seeing some memes probably from this."
I don't know. That alone already saying like, oh, this is only from 1 month and like, oh, it fluctuates. Like, what do you mean it fluctuates? Also, if this is only from 1 month, like, what does that mean? Like, do they get paid per month? Maybe it's like hey, you get paid now, and then because maybe there were like sponsorship things that went through. Like, that's why I'm saying it's just so hard to like take this seriously. And like anybody who does take it, I think you have to take this with like so much salt. Like really almost just not believe it. Now, if anything, it can show you. I do think the thing to pull out of this is that esports teams cost a hell of a lot more money than I think the normal people realize, right? Like probably take the number you're thinking in your head and like 5x it to actually run it. So it's like, do I think like some of these numbers are ridiculous? Like not necessarily when you kind of break it down across everything else, but it's just, I don't know. It's hard to believe all of it,
Yeah, if anything we've learned this year with the recession in esports, this is a very expensive industry and also a hyperinflated industry. But we'll talk a little bit more about that later at the end of the show. But then Zuma came out today. Today. And had to say what happened between him and Rain. So let's give it a quick watch.
I see everybody talk about the what Norden said. Listen, bro, I don't know what was going on with Norden's tweet in terms of like the flank stuff. That number wasn't matching up to what I'm seeing over here. So I just I called Norden yesterday. I talked to Norden, talked to Tommy Temper. I was talking to them on the phone last night. Bro, we got everything on the same page. They were a little misinformed, or Norden was a little misinformed. I talked to him, we ran by everything, and he was like, oh man, you guys are doing your thing, bro, keep doing your thing, like, show love. Norden showed mad love to me. What?
Look
Huh?
tulips.
Oh, that's so nice. Look at the fucking tulips,
Tulips. Classic, man. Yeah, so they pretty much hashed it out. After hearing Dandro talk about it a little bit, it's true. Like, this is month to month. or a variability, you know, Lord knows if that number was even real. What did they do that costed $33,000 in a month?
Bro, like, I don't see that number being real at all. Like, Dandro said, like, you have to like just not believe it. I think that's me. I just don't believe it. Like that doesn't, because you think how like the flank started, just like a stream. Like that's really all it is, just a stream and guys sitting around on a couch talking. Like there's no way it could cost that much to do that. Like I can see like production and marketing and like all these things come in, but still I feel like if you factor all that in, there's no way it reaches $33,000. You know what I mean?
It's crazy. I mean, like even if they fronted like all of the travel and airfare for all of them, you know, out to obviously like a major, you know, obviously, I mean, like you got to think you're probably looking at $250, $300 a night for hotels. They're there Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. You know, maybe they fly out Sunday night, probably Monday morning. You know, so that's like 6 nights. Okay, that's like $2,000 times 5. That's 10 already, and that's just hotel. And then airfare is, you know, you're looking at a decent amount. So it's like when you maybe that's what it is, but it like
Maybe for an event, even then though. Even
yeah,
then.
I mean that's what I could see. Like if you told me, that's why I'm like curious about the number, because if you said it was $33,000, which includes like salaries, or it does include like these 5 or 6 people getting flown to the major and being able to like do live stuff or whatever, you know, and like if FaZe covers all of that, then like that's one thing, because that's a little bit different than saying like, oh, the flank, like
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, the crazy thing is that like it's 1 month, you know, 1 month. And so, you know, it probably was a month where like there was a major, you know, or like something happened that they needed to, you know, get themselves out there or something like that. I don't know. I'm not the accountant for them, nor am I their like financial advisor or whatever, you know, whatever you want to call it. But still, it is definitely a very weird one. I mean, to like see that happen, yeah, especially from someone like Rain, who's been having a bit of a weird spree right now currently with everything going on. But you know, neither here nor there. Let's get to some more Call of Duty centered things, because I know, you know, FaZe, you know, it's still part Call of Duty, still part Call of Duty. Let's keep moving right here. You know, this was from last year, I believe, right? This quote from Crim6, yeah, or from 2021. He said, "Let all 12 teams compete at champs." What do you guys think? You think so?
Yeah, I think it's dumb that we have teams that paid $25 million and like they don't get to. We already know before going into Major 5 who's not playing at champs. I think that alone is the dumbest thing ever. That we are going into we're not even through the regular season. We're not even into postseason, and we already have teams that are like, yeah, no, they don't get they're not going to be at champs. They're like, it like takes away from Major 5 like a little bit, right? Because they're like these teams like London, who it's like, cool, like even if they make a run, it's like, what? Why do I care? Like it's not like you're not going to be at champs, like, which is like sick, I guess. I mean, I understand like for teams like London and Florida, and you know, we'll talk a little bit more about Major 5, but like that, like for these players that like showing out means a big deal, because they have to prove that they should still be in the league, so they get picked up hopefully by somebody in the off season. But it's just like, I don't know, I hate it. I'd also just feel like, yeah, either that or like I saw Hitch say it too, like do a play-in, right? Like do a play-in for like the final spot, bottom 4 teams. You got to do a round robin, top 2 play out, winner gets the final 8th spot that's there. Cool. Like, you know, whatever you have to do, or do the 4 play-in spots. Like, I don't know. There's a way that it could do it that all 12 teams are there, because then also for like the branding of these orgs, like who cares? Like, right? Like if I'm an org and my team's at the bottom, I have to spend all this money to get a good team to even have a shot at champs. It's like, it's so dumb. Like it's so non-attractive for anybody trying to like enter the league.
Yeah, because like a team like Vegas, they're just putting out minimums. They're not. Nobody, I can guarantee you, not even Clay, has a supermax. Nobody on that squad has a supermax. That squad has been labeled where careers go to die. Granted, this year has been a revitalization. They've had an overhaul in their staffing, in their team. Things have finally, for the first time this year, they finally made it to winner's bracket. Like, that's, you think about where we've started. NW19, all the way to now. That is absolutely insane to think that a franchise has never made winner's bracket at a major.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I think too, the other thing that this also comes into, and like why this hasn't happened yet again. Well, actually, I know why it hasn't happened, but like I take a look back to like Major 1 and like the Pro-Am, like that was so lit seeing like the LAG Academy team like holding up to FaZe, right? Like how lit was that? And it's like, why do we not fill out like, it's like this whole 12-team bracket thing just makes things so awkward and like weird to understand. Like if you're like a new viewer, right? Like if you're a rando who's been enjoying Call of Duty ranked and you say, well, I'm going to check out the COD League. You're like, what is this, 12 teams? Like, why isn't there 16? So it's just an even bracket, right? Like every other league that's there, like there should be play-ins. Like there should be like the top 4, like, and then, oh, what's this? Challenger points mean something? That the top 4 challenger teams now get invited to champs after the entire season, right? And now they get to seed in as like the bottom 4 seeds are there. It's like this. I feel like we're like so close to like it make sense and like having it be super lit from like a viewer perspective, but it's just like no. Instead, we decide to go to the opposite. We say, oh, sorry, only top 8 make champs. Have fun. It's like why?
And the crazy thing is we like parallel it. We don't reflect, but we parallel it to like the NFL, the NBA, stuff like that. Franchise leagues. These leagues have, NFL has 32 teams. Now, definitely I could see maybe 16 to 20 teams of like good competitive Call of Duty players, Sure. Outside of that, I'm picking up a spot with the Tennessee, Tornadoes or whatever, like something like that, like somebody who doesn't even play a lot. And when we talk about like a franchise league, there's like, this is not a franchise league. This is a invite only club to play Call of Duty. You're not coming in unless you know everybody,
I mean, it's very, very true. I mean, we can look at that. I mean, there's also like a mashup. I mean, how many times have we seen like people from challengers get picked up though and be duds? It's like, but they got picked up because like they know people and they play with them. Versus how many people we've seen get picked up and be like rock stars. And I feel like it's like yes, it is kind of friendship league where you get invited, but at the same time, like I think we're starting to see teams like now are now starting to value, like they want to make sure that there's actual talent there, because there's been enough like with like Scrappy and Hixie and Ghosty and obviously, and then even like Kiz and some of these people who've got like pulled up from challengers that now are like mainstays in the scene who you wouldn't expect to like leave. That like, okay, there's talent there, but it's like we have to be really sure, and it's not these people like Paul X who like flip flops back and forth, who like, I don't know, flip a coin. I don't know where even like, is he playing in challengers this week or is he on a main roster? I have no idea, right? And it's kind of like let's teams I think are starting to get away from those people. And now they're like starting to value. But I also think as well, because of that, because there's only so many people in the league, and then we have some really rockstar people in challengers, I almost feel like they don't want to allow some of these challenger teams to play at champs, because what happens when you have like a god squad, right? Like let's like if you take a look at like that Decimate team that like Ghosty was on, right? Who's like really good. They show up to champs and they're knocking out these teams that paid 25 mil to be in the league, and it's like, oh yeah, by the way, here's 4 players who like half of them are in college and they just like play Call of Duty a lot, and they're better than the team that you have on salary. Like, and it's like that's cool for like a storyline, but like the Call of Duty League does not like that. They're gonna be like, wait, no, we don't like that there are people who are not in the league that are better than the people in the league, and they're getting free press from it too, right? Like, from an org.
It's a very scary thing. It's a very scary thing.
You're spitting facts right now.
Mike says that because he knows that if he was on one of those squads, he'd be spitting right now, man. He would be absolutely slaying.
Yeah. I agree
it's
with what he's saying.
crazy.
I think all 12 teams should be able to compete at champs. I think if you suck, then you start in like losers bracket, like playing against obviously
Yeah, even losers bracket, I'm fine
like
with.
I think we should have expanded like 2 CODs ago, but all good. I think every team should have an academy team, but all good. I think there are so many different players in challengers that are better than pros currently, or at least could like form a new team and be better
Yeah.
instantly. I genuinely think that, considering I've seen so many good players not be picked up, or like Pentagram when he got picked up to the LA Thieves as a sub. Obviously, LA Thieves already is a great team. Right now, as they are already an amazing team. But I'm saying, like Pentagram, he got picked up and didn't even get a shot to like play really. Like he is so damn good, and he's not there. And I feel like there's so much talent in challengers, but I also feel that we've been given more of a chance with like these past couple CODs. We've never seen this many people get picked up from challengers into the league, as many as we have now. So I think we're on a good path at the moment, but I also feel like it's just because people are starting to realize that the guys in the league suck. So a lot of them do, and I feel like I feel like this is gonna sound crazy, but I feel like it's a good half and half right now of like really good players and really not good players.
I'm gonna
Challengers and pro scene.
I'm gonna say something real quick that might be really controversial. This COD definitely saved a lot of old people's career.
I mean, yeah.
This COD, people, you do not move the left stick, and it saved a lot of careers that should have been ended already.
Yeah, I think that it definitely I think elongated some of them for sure. But what's also interesting to me too is that I also think that it's like weird because like the hyper cracked players that we're known love like are still like doing crazy things like on the map and are still like, you know, I do like, because I know like I like Scump I think was saying like towards early, he's like, this game feels a lot more like fundamentals heavy, and so it feels like with like, you know, it feels like we were like notched it all the way back this way, like we went from like Black Ops 4, right, and then we notched it all the way this way, and we're like slowly kind of bringing it back to the middle. And I feel like I'm hoping that whatever this Treyarch game that's been in the oven for a billion years is that final like maybe Modern Warfare 3 is like a little bit back, and then finally we're at the midnight where it's, you know, the cracked players still have like some movement tech and they can do stuff, but then like, you know, the slower people still have a play style potentially.
Something to rely on.
Yeah. That's there.
Goodness gracious. I mean, we'll see. We will see. Because who knows? We might get Advanced Warfare 2 and then I'm back. No, I'm just kidding. Everybody. Maybe that's why they sent cease and desist, because we're getting Black Ops 3 remastered.
I mean, I'm down for that too. I'm down for that. I'm down
saying.
for Black Ops 4 again. I'm down.
Cold War 2.
3.
Cold War 2. All right. Well, look. Yes, I agree too. All 12 teams should have definitely been able to compete, just because of the buy-in amount, man. Like that's a lot of money, a lot of cash you're putting up to just sit on the sidelines, you know. And it also is like could be a Cinderella story, you know. What if Florida, you know, given the chance, make a run, you know? But we'll never know because they're not going. They're not going.
At least change the point. Maybe there's got to be a way that we can change the point distribution that at least, whatever, if you don't make champs, you know, post Major 5. Like Major 5, like the Major should be big enough that like by the time you go in, like there's still a running, which I mean, I know that we're still super close right now, right? Like there's still like this like 4-team kind of shake up depending on how Major 5 goes, but it does feel really dumb that we have teams that, which granted, like London sucked all year, so like whatever, but
they deserve it.
We already know going into Major 5 that like they're not going to be a chance. It just feels bad to me. It just feels weird. Like I don't like it.
Well, because
to be fair, they suck.
They do genuinely are. They are genuinely bad, but it's just tough because now when you watch London play, they're not playing as a team. They're not playing to play. They're playing to save their stock. And so I see stupid plays come out of them where they're trying to make a hero play, get a nasty 3-piece, you know, and then next thing you know, you're like, whoa, like, who's worrying about rotation? Like, Where's the blocking of the spawns? Instead, you got Asim and Nasty trying to fry to see who's gonna get out of the mid off and make it into a squad. I mean, individually they're great players, but as a whole squad, they work to scraps. There's been a whole lot of problems. Moving on from that.
I just feel like there's got to be some sort of like LCQ or like something, right? Where I don't know. There's got to be a way that we can figure it out. Even if they all even if it's just as simple as they start in losers at champs, like I'm cool with that. At least that way it's like if you sucked all year, sorry, like that's what's gonna happen. You start in losers, and if you lose your first series, you're out. Like maybe hey, you shouldn't have sucked all year. Like have fun.
I mean, that's how I think it should be.
You're in losers with map 1 already lost, and it's a best of 3.
But I mean, yeah, but you got to think like even if you are one of these teams, and it's like okay, you're one of these bottom teams, and okay, maybe you have like a miracle round 1, and you're like, oh shit, we can like still do this, right? And now you get some confidence, and it's these teams who have nothing to lose that are the scariest, right? That back up against the wall, they've sucked. I mean, like, dude, let's look at Rocker. Like, Rocker's a great example. They've sucked all year, and now they're starting to like look actually good, right? And so you have a team like Rocker who like they're gonna make it to champs, and even if they like started in losers, like let's say they have a decent major 5 performance, but they probably by some miracle run by another team like don't make it. Even if they started in losers, like they're still like gonna feel good. They're gonna be like, oh wow, and that's like a team that you can be like, well, they're starting in losers, but like
we actually have opportunity to compete.
Yeah, I mean, like you look at a bracket and you're like, there's a couple teams where it's like, okay, if you have a Rocker right now, Rocker Surge, kind of a coin flip. Rocker Legion, Rocker Breach, Rocker Mutineers, like. Whatever. Like, there's like the bottom, like basically like 8 teams. I'm like Rocker. That'd be a good match, I would say, currently right now. Like okay, Rocker against FaZe, Optic, Ultra, Subliners. I'm not feeling as good about it, but like that's what I'm saying is that like at the end of the day, a round 1 you're going in like still feels okay. Like it's the way it should be.
Still feels doable. Still feels doable. And with that, great segue. Before we get into the major and the bracket and everything, let's get that tier list going, ladies and gentlemen. The absolute ringer. I mean, S tier, let's be for real. Let's be 100% honest. They are the best team in the league right now. It's got to be Optic. It's got to be Optic. Got
I mean, I think Thieves is also in there too, though.
I don't think
4-1.
You went 4-1. You lost to Rocker, dude.
Yeah,
You're not
I'm
scared
4-1.
You're losing to Rocker after just a change.
Yeah. You know why? I forgot to say. You know why Rocker is looking so good now? You know why?
Because they got Kev.
I mean, they've had Kev all year. They've had Kev, but
Not all year.
Not all year.
We get.
Kev's on a sub now, which, by the way, Kev, if you're watching, I told you at Major 3, you're a freaking beast on the sub. He's like, I'm running an AR. I don't want to run a sub. I said, stop lying to me. Every time I cast you, you pull out a sub, you're over here freaking making some magic happen. Finally, they put him on the sub. He makes some magic happen. Quoted by OG Susano. There you go. Look. Attach always gets his slice of the pie, man. It doesn't matter what. Look, as faded as the Rocker management and staff are, look, they know that when it came time for champs, they had to get the pie man himself attached.
They needed someone who won it before. That's what they needed.
They need somebody who knew how to win. So I don't know why they ever dropped attach, honestly, but there's definitely some other people on that team that were not exactly playing to their nines that should have been axed a lot sooner. But can we all agree though? Optic number 1 right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
S tier.
Okay. Definitely. I'm gonna put a FaZe right next to him. How are we feeling about that?
I'm down.
Do we?
I'm thinking FaZe top 3. number
I
3.
think-
I would say FaZe A tier at the
Okay.
least, like top of. I want to say like top of A tier. I don't know if I think that FaZe is like super S tier. Like I haven't been like super impressed by them. Like what were their qualifiers? Like who'd they go up against qualifiers? They went 3-0 against LAG. Who else did they go against? They got 0-3'd by Optic. They 3-0'd Legion.
I would
3-1 Ravens. And then didn't they get 3-1 Boston Breach? Okay. So I mean,
I think they're
I
the
think
third
we
best
put
team.
losing maps to like some teams that I'm like,
I
I think we
agree.
put them in A tier.
Okay, I agree. After you explained it like that, I agree.
I
I-
think Thieves also goes at least S or A, either or.
Dandro, who did they lose to? LAT.
LAT. Who did they lose?
They
to?
lost to Florida, bro.
They lost
gotta
to
regain.
Ultra. They lost to New York. They lost to Florida
Florida. No way.
and Rocker.
You gotta regain. You gotta
And then
regain.
the
you
one
gotta
match
regain.
they won was against Ravens.
I would hope so. When they were going up against Ravens, I was a little worried. I was like, ain't no way. Please. Please.
Like 3-1 Ultra, I would expect it to be closer, but like whatever. Like I'm not surprised by that map count, you know? 3-2 subliners, I would have considered LA to be a notch above subliners. But for it to go to map 5 and then lose, that's like wild to me. And maybe that's like me not putting enough stock into NY, but like to me, that's a little wild. And then to continue it on, then to go lose 3-1 to Florida. Like they lose 3-2 to Florida. I'm like, okay, Florida, you got some S&D superstars. I can like, that's conceivable to me, but like 3-1? Like what? Like what did they lose? They lost. Yeah, okay, so they lost both hard points against them. The only thing they won was an S&D against Florida. And they got 3-0'd on Expo. They're like the Expo team.
That's
They
like
got
Envoy's
3-0'd by
playground.
Florida. So
I'm just saying, bro.
I don't know. Like it depends on like going into Major 5. I want to put them B. Overall, I would put them an A tier team, but like going into Major 5, I feel like they got to be
Okay,
they're
I
B
see-
for me.
I see your point of view now. I see your point of view, and I gotta agree with it. Going into Major 5, yes. I think once Champs comes along, I'm putting Optic A tier. I'm putting FaZe S tier, and I'm putting LA Thieves an A tier.
We'll have the post Major 5 like
Okay,
end
yeah,
of
you're right, you're right,
season.
you're right, you're right, you're
We'll
right.
have
Let me-
the
let me,
end we'll have the end of season rankings. This is all
I'm
recency
thinking
bias.
too much.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
thinking too much future right now. I'm thinking too future.
This is all recency bias going into Major 5. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Recency bias. Don't forget. I see you, TikTok people. I'm coming for you, dude. That one guy who keeps saying recency bias much? No, duh. It is recency bias. I'm saying it here. Gosh, dang, bro. I'm a freaking.
Put everyone who didn't make Champs already in the D tier.
Okay. Yeah.
that's
Honestly,
easy.
agreed. Let's get those guys out of here. Those 3. Now, hear me out. Vegas B tier.
Oh, that's kind of wild.
I'm kind of about it.
Vegas B tier. Look,
They lost to FaZe was the only person they lost to, and they had some tough.
Wait, who they play against?
They played FaZe. They got 3-0'd by FaZe.
Okay,
They
makes sense.
played Rocker 3-2. They won Rocker. They won Seattle Surge 3-1.
Oh yeah, we're putting them in B tier.
Yeah. They only played 3-1.
wait, low key? I think they make A.
I don't think they're A
No.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm sticking with my original take. I'm sticking with the original take here.
I heard
okay?
you say low key, and I was like, no.
Well, because after Dandro explained it a little bit better, I was like, oh, hold on, maybe. But no, they absolutely got Bama Llama slammed by Atlanta. So, you know, we don't want to piss off the FaZe fans in the comments. I know you guys are already listening. Okay. We're okay with that. I'm okay with that. Ultra,
I see the vision.
I'm thinking A.
I think A as well.
I'm
Yeah.
thinking A.
They slipped up a little bit. But they lost to Optic, which is like whatever, like that happens. And then they 3-1 Thieves, they 3-0'd Surge, and then obviously they lost to Rocker. But that Rocker match, I think just nobody was expecting. Like I feel like that's like an exception instead of the rule. So and I also just feel like that team is like you can't count them out. Like anybody on that team can go X Factor, any map, any matchup, and it's gonna be gross. They're like they're hard. Like that's a team that's like hard to beat every single time.
I agree.
Seattle. I want to put them in like a.
I'm
lower
thinking
B
C.
tier.
I'm
You're
thinking
thinking
C.
I'm thinking high C.
Pred is waiting for the call from Hex, man. Pred is done. This squad is done. Goodness gracious. I have never seen a squad more chalked than Cold War Optic.
That's crazy.
Lamar knows he's not riding any bench next year.
Yeah, Lamar's.
Mac, somebody said it, not me, but I'm just quoting it. They said Mac better remember how to make them Subway sandwiches.
No.
I didn't say it. I promise I didn't say it. That's a really faded thing.
The backbone of the team. Just change the backbone of the team, and I think we're chilling.
Dude, it's so weird too, because like if you look at like some of their matches, like I wanted to like look at they got 3-0'd by Optic, and like everyone but Mac like actually kind of slayed. Like accuracy had a 1.11, Sib was a 1.04, and Pred was a 1.02. Right? So it's like they did good. I mean, and you had like Dashy with a 0.84 and then Shotzi with a 1.0. Ghosty had a 1.13, but like, so it wasn't like anything crazy, but like they just got 3-0 slammed. So it's kind of like, I don't know. They are not really doing it. The only team they beat was the Boston Breach. Was the only team they actually took down. So that feels pretty B tier to me. Like B or C. I guess
like I said, shitty B or high C.
Well, because I want to put Boston in B, and I don't.
No.
I think Surge is at least high C.
And
I think with
Boston
this
lost
split,
to Surge.
No, Boston beat Surge, no?
No,
I thought-
Boston lost.
Oh, my bad.
But they beat Boston beat Rocker, Florida. Rocker, Florida, and NYSL with the sub. So they lost a Surge in phase. Boston did.
I think we can move Surge to B. I think Surge are in B then.
Okay.
It just
I don't
That's
think.
what I said. Shitty B, high
I think
C.
they got to be in C because I think NYSL deserves to be in B. I think NYSL deserves to be higher than them. So I don't like we can't have 4 people in B and then like 1 person in C. I feel like that.
All right, yeah, high C, Surge, and then I think shitty B, Subliners. I don't think Boston. I think Boston goes in C. That's me though.
okay. I definitely agree with Subliners on a B. The squad is like hot and cold. If Priest is the X Factor, this squad is a top champs potential candidate. Priest is not frying.
I love Priesta.
It's all right. They're okay. They're relying on Hydra because Skies. They predict Skies to always have under 21. That's crazy.
I need a bet on him every single time.
I'll
Message him, be like, "Yo, I need you to."
I will say the series they lost against Legion. I mean, they just sucked at hardpoint that day. Well, I guess not that much. Actually, no, they did really good at Hydro. Where did they lose? They lost the first Fortress, they lost the Control, and they lost 6-4 on Hotel S&D. So, yeah. I don't know, man.
I think Boston C, and Rocker. I don't know where to put him.
I think Rocker is a solid C. I mean, they had one good series.
I don't know.
They're like,
Didn't they just pick up Attach now? Like finally.
yeah.
Yeah.
One series.
Yeah, I wouldn't say they're back yet. I would say that they're in the comings.
They're getting there.
They're in the comings to get back. But with the way that this major is set up, I think they have an early exit. Me personally. And this early exit might do them dirty. And Mike, if you need to step away for a sec, go for it, dude. It's okay.
I'm good.
Okay, no worries. and then lastly, Boston, I'm going to put them in C, man. I want to put them in. If they were B, they would be lower B.
You got to put them higher than Rocker, at least.
There you go. Because
I see the vision.
Listen, dude, I'm a Boston Breach #1 fan, but at the same time, I mean,
you're a realist.
I'm a little. There were times during that NYSL match where I was like, "This is not looking good. Like, are we about to lose this type thing?" And I'm like, that 3-1 felt like a 3-2, dude. And I was just like, oh.
Thing that worries me about that squad is just the pacing has never felt right on that squad. The pacing has always been out and about. When you had Methods on the squad felt really slow. You had Nero on the squad felt pretty eh. Now you got Vivid, who's this absolute speed demon, and you're like, whoa. I could see the vision here.
And I mean, I also got to wonder if, the match they won against that NYSL, I mean, you had 3 of their players were below a 1.0. The only person above was Wake with 1.28 and like 11,600 damage. So like
a 1.28 is crazy.
He just went absolute sicko mode, 83 and 65. Like, so it's like, it's like he absolutely popped off, and it's just like, and it still felt like a grind. You know, it feels like Awakening has to like do really well, and if he doesn't, then and it was so weird then too. It's like I look at like their 3-1 against FaZe, and like, okay, never mind. Simp had a 1.46 that series.
Yeah, simple spin. I remember
like
that.
Abizi had a 0.61, but then like Kremp had a 0.65. So it feels like, I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, I feel like the matches were really weird. Statistically wise, I feel like they were really weird.
They are. Like, I want, like, Kremp is good, and like he's been doing well, but it's like it's weird. I like that OG squad. And obviously they make their changes for whatever reason, but like I like Nero a lot. Like, I think Nero like should be on this squad.
Nero's a great X factor to the squad.
And his S&D is unreal. Like, that's what is crazy to me. But
yeah. So where you feel comfortable with this right here?
I'm okay with that.
I'm okay
Right
too.
with it. I can see.
All right. You hear to hear, folks. You hear to hear first, folks. I was going to say folks and then first, and so I said first. You're to hear first, folks. And you TikTok kids, coming for you. If I see you at Champs, coming for you. Because I know the TikTok kids are weird and come out of their caves every now and then to come after my tier lists and the show's tier lists. But it's okay. I feel very comfortable with this one going to Major 5. Now, we'll have another discussion for postseason heading into Champs, and that's accounting everything. That is everything. Everything we've accumulated from day one to day now. We'll get to that one.
They already gave me the script, actually. I already read it.
They gave you the script? I got a weird one. Mine said that what's it called? Doug was coming in to play for Boston. That Kremp's gonna get sick on main stage, and Censor hops in, and Censor's never lost a final, so
You got the fake script, bro. You got the fake script.
Oh,
so
my bad.
It's all good then.
Okay.
I got the one where London comes in and they win.
London subs in. There's an emergency crisis.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. It's like the NBA with a disaster draft at Champs. Okay. Look, let's take a look real quick, because this is quite literally going to be insane. Like, this is, I would say, the most competitive major. This is honestly, and I know because I'm a big Dan Ghosty fan and an Optic fan, that people are going to come after me for saying this. This is Optic's major to lose.
I think Optic has a free fucking.
Optic have a free chip. Look at
Free
the
chip?
way
I don't
it's
know about
set
free
up.
chip, but they definitely can make.
Okay.
Like they're definitely going to finals. That's for sure.
Here's a hot take though.
Okay, tell me. Dímelo.
It would be the most optic thing ever for them to like
To not
get
make it.
3-2 the first round.
No.
He's spitting, and then
Oh.
go down to Thieves and lose. Oh
And then,
my
and then
gosh.
they go to Thieves, and then you know what that's gonna do though? They drop to Thieves. Thieves has this like, they starting in losers. Kylo Ken comes out. He's gonna absolutely reap open Dan Ghosty, and then they're gonna go on this like super insane, just like losers run. I feel like I would not like. I don't want that to happen, but I
could
could
see it happening.
that happening.
I wouldn't be surprised if that happened.
Yeah.
Say it ain't so, man. Please. No. It's okay. To execute in chat, I raised them up. Don't worry. I raised them up.
All right, if
Hog.
Optic loses round 1, they're getting double first rounded.
No.
I'm calling it now.
No.
If they lose round 1, they're getting DFR'd.
Oh my gosh. No way.
But it's not gonna happen. They're not losing round 1, so it doesn't even matter.
I don't think they're gonna lose round 1. I don't think
that's
Florida.
what
I
I'm saying.
think they will, but I'm just like,
If
it's
it does
just,
happen.
those two. The thing that, oh, this Florida team is like, you can't count them out. Like it's like they're just ratty and annoying, and I mean that in like the best way possible, right? Like, all it takes is like Florida comes out, maybe wins the first hard point, and Optic goes like, yo, what? Like, okay, and then like, you know, maybe they kind of come back in the S&D, and then the control's weird. It's like an El Asilo, you know, like, which is just coin flip, and so they're like, well, we lost El Asilo, and now, you know, now they're on match point, and it's just like crazy. I can see it. Like, I can see the vision, but
He's
yeah,
calling
I think
it right now. He's
think
speaking
they
it into
do-
existence.
He's calling ball. Is that what I'm hearing? He's calling ball.
He's speaking it into existence.
no, but
man.
I mean, I agree with the sentiment that it is like on paper, it is their major to lose, but I also just think like they can't go into that thinking that. I think it's okay for us, but like that team cannot be thinking that. They have to think that every match is going to be super hard fought and that they're going to have to like really work for it. On paper though, I agree. Like it should be a cakewalk to the finals, but we'll know.
Okay. Look, script writers already told me the script, and I put it in my pick'ems. You know, it's all good. I got Optic 3-0. I got Optic 3-0.
I think that's
Okay.
safe.
100%. That boy Dan, when he pulls up to land, he's frying. He's putting that boy Cap back into his seat, man. Look, immediately, I don't even want to think about it because that's just like Mike said. That's just putting it out there in the universe. I don't want to think about that. That's scary to think about. But look, Boston Breach, Minnesota, guys.
I got Rocker just because I know Kev. That's all me.
I got Breach 3-1.
I think
I got-
3-1, 3-2 is breach is kind of what I'm going for.
Boston's turning on the sound EQ, guys. I don't know about y'all. Like, they're turning on the sound EQ and they're playing super cracked up there on the main stage. Now, this might be faded.
You got FaZe losing to Vegas.
I got FaZe losing to Vegas 3-2. Scriptwriters called me. They said we're getting a FaZe Optic final. Not FaZe Optic. We're getting a Vegas Optic final. Okay? But there's a method to my madness, okay? There's a method to my madness. Look. Clay and TJ Halley are going to be frying on all cylinders. They learned from their mistake at Major 4, okay? They're coming out hot. They don't want to go lukewarm, okay? Next up, Toronto 3-1 subliners.
I see that. That's easy. That's
Yeah.
a free one.
Look,
Maybe even a 3-0, maybe. I don't know.
look, here's the thing. Now, I know everybody already sees it. That winner's round 2 just staring at them right in the face. Just like the mentality that Dandro said, we already lost 5. We lost 4 viewers, guys. It's over. They saw it was faded. I know. I'm sorry, guys. Look, Vegas are going to be coming in with the mindset that they need to at least make top 6 and some to get into champs. Look, every match, like Dandro said with that mentality, is going to be a battle. There's not going to be no free matches for them whatsoever. Look, FaZe have looked, they've looked good, but they've also had moments where they look kind of cold and like a dead fish in some areas. And that's why I expect, hopefully, I'm praying because this is exactly what I thought at Major 4, and then they got freaking DFR'd, and I was pissed. Okay. Toronto 3-1. Everybody expects that. If not, it's the opposite. New York 3-1. Subliners.
Maybe.
But then looking at the losers bracket, LAT definitely 3-0 Florida. Florida's just showing up. They're just showing up. They're not here to play. They're spawning in. Fellows looking at his tickets to Cancun for champs, that's the mentality here. Now Rocker are 100% banana slamming London Royal Ravens 3-0. That squad, they're not making the run. They are not making the run 100%.
What if London won the whole event?
London wins the whole event, dude. I'm quitting. I'm quitting as a caster.
I think I start twerking.
Dude, oiled up twerking on IG Live.
Oh my gosh!
Yikes.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't want to put that out into the universe. I don't want to put that out into the universe.
I'm gonna text you if they win.
I'll be watching. What do you mean? Look, okay. FaZe 3-2 Seattle Surge. Seattle Surge have always been kind of nasty when it comes to land, but I think they're getting sent out pretty early here. I don't think it's gonna be I don't think it's gonna be a fun one for them. I know you can't see it because my freaking screen just decides to. Hold on, let me see if I can just zoom
to be
in.
fair, I don't have FaZe and Seattle playing that early, but all good. Cause I don't see FaZe losing round 1 and winners. But that's just me.
It's okay. You got different script writers. I got different script writers. It's okay. But look, now getting away from my pick-ons because I realize I'm pandering too much. Look, let's just be real here. Do we all agree Optic 3-0?
Optic wins.
And then Breach 3-1 Rocker?
I don't agree. I think Rocker wins. That's just me, though.
Okay.
I think it'll be 3-2. 3-1, 3-2.
Okay. But I definitely have Breach winning that. FaZe, Vegas?
FaZe wins.
Dandro, give me your commentary on this, man. Be real, son.
So, I agree that I could, similar to what I was saying with Optic, a hungry Temp and Clayster is very scary. Like, those are two people you do not want to be coming in with like a hardcore fire because they know that they have to perform well to make champs, right? And they want to. Like, Clayster's gonna make champs. Like, that's exactly what he wants to do. And I think this team, like, especially, I'll even give like Standy some credit too. Like, I think Standy as well, right? Like, is kind of on this warpath of like getting dropped, and now he's like, look, like I literally got picked up by one of the worst orgs in the league, and now we are frying, right? And so I think I don't know. I could see them coming out and like maybe like play like a weird map that like FaZe isn't like super used to. Like I said, FaZe, they just get knocked off like a map or two, and the next thing you know, they're on like match point, and there's like, oh my god, like how are we getting brought to match point with, against Vegas Legion? Like, I could see that, and I think I love the underdog story. I'm saying it's a 3-2 for Legion. That's what I'm doing.
I think you all are faded right now.
I'm huffing some copium. Don't get me wrong.
I definitely am smoking on some copium because I want to see Vegas at Vegas. Like, come on, like that doesn't, come on.
Yeah, it's a homestand. Vegas homestand.
It's the Vegas homestand. Look, like I said, in my mind, Vegas make the run. Vegas go to grand finals and Optic beat them 4-1. That's my script. That's my script. Let's be real, ladies and gentlemen. And then LAT versus Florida, that's a 3-1. 3-1 at best. That's like on a good day.
3-1 at best, if not a 3-0.
Yeah.
I see that.
I think this LA Thieves team is yet again coming in, same thing. Like, that's a squad where like somebody's like, this is unacceptable, and they know it's unacceptable that they're there, and so they're on the mindset of like it's just one series at a time. And the scary thing about Thieves is that they conceivably could be any team that's here. Like, it's not unrealistic for them to be any. I mean, like, it would be an upset against Optic and maybe FaZe, I would argue. But then, like, any other team, FaZe is at least putting up a fight. Like, it's gone to at least to a map 5, So,
yeah.
The losers bracket is locked in with
bump.
Thieves. The Thieves it isn't the Thieves locked into losers bracket. It's the losers bracket locked in with Thieves. The losers bracket has to worry about
Yeah.
Thieves.
No one wants to lose and play against Thieves. That's
Yeah.
almost immediately losing again, basically.
And especially if they win that first one. I mean, granted it will be Florida, but like, even if it is like a quick 3-0 and that gives them like the confidence they need, like,
Just
well,
to get the momentum and the ball rolling, yeah, 100%.
yeah, I mean, and then they're going up either against like they either get a rematch against Rocker conceivably, which is like they're coming correct for that, or they're going against the Breach, who they're gonna probably slam, as much as it hates me to say that, or they're going against the London Royal Ravens, who they made look like a challengers team this past weekend. Like,
Yeah. Lord knows the London even spawn in. They might just let a challengers team sub in for the last minute for them.
I will say that is what I am worried about with this LA Thieves run, is that like I feel like their first 2, maybe 3 matchups are all teams that are not exactly super strong, and so they're not going to like necessarily have like the really good reps that they want when they do eventually have to go against a FaZe or one of these other top teams. So that is my only worry with it, because like I just outlined, like you're going against Florida and then either Breach, Rocker, or London Royal Ravens, and then after that you're going against either Breach or Rocker again, right? Like
It's. I think their biggest problem is going to be that Breach Rocker matchup. Whoever comes down, that's going to be their biggest problem, because Mutineers, they're wham bam slamming them. They're getting them out. Fellows hopping on the plane to Cancun. He's out. He is getting out of there. Cap is looking at his contract to the Guangdong Tigers. Like it is 100% without a shadow of a doubt done. They are.
Capsule.
I love Capsule too. That's why the Guangdong Tigers would offer him the maximum. They'd give him this.
That's why he's getting the super max.
He's getting the super max in China. No disrespect to the Chinese Call of Duty players. I'm just saying they're definitely paying him the super max if they did offer it to him. Because he's a great player. I do like him as a player. And then like Seattle Surge, I think they're getting out. They're not beating a hungry FaZe, not a hungry FaZe, a hungry Legion, or a dominant FaZe. Yeah. That's a wham bam thank you ma'am. You're out. LAG, same situation. Assault's looking at his trip to Cancun with Fellow. Like they're getting out of there.
They're all going. I think they're all going.
They're all going. Yeah. That's
like the teams that are like already not making champs. I'm not saying that they're not going to try, because they're definitely all going to try. This is what they love to do. But I mean, at the end of the day, they know they literally cannot. Even if they won, they still could not make it to what they want to make it to. So
yeah. There's no chance. There's no chance. And I think even if they won the major, they wouldn't be able to make it, like, whatsoever. So.
Especially not London.
Oh, London's got like 30 points for the year or something? I don't know, dude. Like 50 maybe? Goodness. Yeah, so that immediately matches up. Then you've got Optic versus, let's say, Breach. Just, realistically.
You guys are both going Breach, so we'll go Breach.
Yeah. Realistic, just for the narrative's sake. I know Kevin Faye might just pull out the biggest wand.
He gave me the script. I'm just saying.
He gave you the script. Damn, my bad. Optic 3-1 or 3-2 Breach. And then let's say, because we're continuing the narrative, Legion versus Ultra. I would 100% believe, without a shadow of a doubt, Standy is spitting on Scrappy.
If Vegas and Legion, or if Vegas and Ultra play against each other, I think Vegas is winning that, but I don't see them winning past round 1. But if they do, then I think they're winning. I think they're beating Ultra.
I think they're beating Ultra 3-2. Another 3-2 victory. None of these matches are going to be fun for Vegas. Vegas are going to have to fight tooth and nail every series. Even if we get them to win that and they go to winners final, I guarantee you a polished squad like Optic are not giving them a map. That's a 3-0. That is a 3-0.
Have you seen Standy's girlfriend? I don't see him losing, to be honest with you. He might win the event, actually. He might.
Just kidding.
I'm just playing.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
He's got it.
that's why I predict
The
Optic.
Revenge tour is crazy.
Optic in finals. So then we look at elimination round 2. Okay, elimination round 2. We've got LA Thieves going up against Rocker. That's a 3-2. I think because it's gonna be a very tough one, and I think LA are gonna barely make it out. Barely make it out because their matchup against Florida is not gonna prepare them. You know, it's gonna be a fight, and also Rocker don't want to go out because they know they go out early. That's it. They're done. They are losing to Vegas, and Vegas is taking that 8th spot. So it's gonna be a fight. That one's gonna be a fight without a shadow of a doubt. But I still got LAT winning 3-2. What do you think, Dan? You think so?
No, I agree with that. I think this Rocker squad, I mean, like we said, if you look at it, they're gonna come in, they'll have like a decent round 1 match versus the Breach, and then they're going up against the Ravens, and I think the Ravens will put up a little bit of a fight, but not anything crazy. And so like this LA Thieves team is gonna be their first like really solid team like they'll go up against, even though they did just kind of do well. I mean, they did win against them this past week, but I think LA Thieves is going to really take a hard look at that, and they've probably dissected it and looked at what happened, and I don't know, I think they're going to come correct, and I think it will be a 3-2. I think Rocker has the potential to take some maps, especially like a control. Like Rocker is actually a really good control team right now. So I think that's like the thing they have to kind of keep in the back of their head. But I don't know. I don't see Thieves going out elimination round 2.
I see Thieves making it all the way to losers finals at least, minimum.
Okay. So there you go. That's Elim round 2. Now we look at the bottom 2 losers brackets. You got Surge going up against probably FaZe. That's a 3-2. Surge are gonna fight
3-2.
Surge are gonna fight tooth and nail. Honestly, now that you could question me on that, realistically, 3-1 FaZe. I think that Pred's gonna be ready. Sib's gonna be ready, but accuracy's just gonna play like accuracy, and Mac is gonna have a lackluster performance. That we expect big things out of him. He will turn up when we need him most. But I just feel like when we need him most, it happens way too much for him to size up to that statue, to that presence that we need him at. So that's going to be a 3-1. FaZe move on. LAG versus Subliners, that's a 3-0. LAG are out. They're done. They're done and dusted. There's no chance that they're fighting back. Joe Deceives has a great map 1. Arcides has a decent control, but that's it. That is it. They are done. The team is chalked. Management's looking to sell. The new squad comes in. Same thing with Florida. They're chalked. They're looking to sell. New squad comes in. Besides the point. Now, Elim round 2 between FaZe and Subliners. I got FaZe 3-1.
Same.
FaZe 3-1.
3-0 if anything.
FaZe 3-1 Subliners. Kismet comes out frying. Hydra comes out frying. But it's just not enough against the tiny terrors. It's just not enough.
The smallest of terrors, some could say.
The smallest of terrors.
Smallest of terrors. Okay. We already know where winner's final is. That's Optic versus Vegas. Optic 3-0. Optic 3-0 Vegas.
Okay. Yeah. If Vegas makes it that far, they're getting 3-0.
They're getting 3-0 in winner's final. Elim round 3. We've got the LA Thieves going up against, who is it at this point? Oh, man.
Ultra?
Yes, it's Ultra. LA Thieves versus Ultra.
Thieves beating Ultra. 3-1, 3-2.
I want to agree with you. I really do. I just have a feeling.
This whole bracket that you guys are calling are completely different from my bracket. I'm just saying, completely different from my bracket.
Dan, what are you thinking, Dan?
I don't know, man. It's tough because I feel like I don't know because like Ultra has been looking real good, right? And Thieves, I think, are just like in this like weird kind of like period. And I think when we look at like who they're gonna have to go up against before they face Ultra, like it's nobody great. And that's my worry, is that they're gonna like, even if it is like a 3-2, 3-1 against Rocker, they're then gonna have to go up against Ultra. Ultra's coming off of like, potentially maybe like a close, devastating loss against Legion. And now they're like pissed off. And now you're gonna have like, oh, Scrappy going against like LAT. He's gonna be like, let's slam them. And it's just like tough. Like it's tough for me to feel like Ultra has to play subliners, and then like they'll win, and like that'll probably be like a super out of this match because they'll have to work for it. Then they'll play Legion, and I assume they're gonna kind of have to work for it. Like, and that's like a team that's built for that. Whereas like LA Thieves, I feel like they're gonna have like weaker teams, and they're gonna have to go up against Ultra, who's gonna like put them to a different pace, and they're just gonna like not know how to handle it.
Okay. So then, what's your official ruling here? What's the official ruling?
I want to say 3-2 Ultra.
That's exactly what I was thinking. 3-2 Ultra. I think Ultra are gonna come in big in that final S&D. Hixie's gonna slay. Insight's gonna slay. And it's gonna look really weird when LA Thieves unfortunately go out. Now, granted, LA Thieves are already guaranteed for champs. They take that one on the chin. They get themselves ready. They're not worried on that one too much. So then we go to the elimination finals. Ultra versus Vegas. I think it's the same situation. I think 3-2 Vegas. I think they're putting them down again.
Wait, wouldn't it be Ultra Phase?
Oh, wait.
Round 4?
Wait.
Or where are you saying winners round 2?
I'm saying Elim final. Because
we skip Elim
Oh,
round 4?
I think we skipped Elim round 3, bottom lower. Sorry. That one is Phase and I believe Breach, yes. Phase are beating them 3-1. 3-1 without a shadow of a doubt. I think it's a 3-1 victory. Phase win that. And then that's when Elim round 4 is Phase versus Ultra. I think Ultra win that one 3-2.
You do?
I think Ultra are back. They already had their major where they threw a stinker, their matches and all that. They've had time to regain. If anything, you flip a coin on that one.
I feel like, I don't know, it's hard to bet against FaZe in that scenario.
What do you think, Mike?
FaZe is winning. FaZe is winning. I feel like, I don't know. I think Simp is one of, hasn't played long enough to be called the GOAT in my opinion, but I also think he's one of the greatest players to ever fucking play the game, and I think he's not losing. Every time that's why I was trying so hard not to think into the future when I said FaZe is S tier, because like his average placing at champs is literally like 1.5 or 2, like second.
Yeah.
Like bro, come on, like he's not. Whenever I see him go into a series, I automatically think he's probably gonna win it. Especially with who he has, like the Tiny Terrors, a Beezy, that guy's disgusting. Salium, fucking, he got Slasher too. I think he's actually really good, but like I just don't see them really losing like that. You know what I mean? And also, like I said, I'm making a bracket on the side for me, but our brackets that we have in this show, you guys have majority rules, obviously 2-1, but our brackets are completely different. And I just don't see FaZe losing like that.
I don't see FaZe losing either, for what it's worth.
Okay. I'm gonna go with that then. I'm gonna go with that. Like I said, like Mike said, majority rule. So FaZe beat them, but then now you've got FaZe versus Vegas. Now, if we're continuing with this storyline, FaZe is gonna beat them.
I think so.
FaZe will beat them. They'll be top 4. Vegas will make it to champs with Cinderella stories made. But FaZe beat them. And then we have an Optic versus FaZe Major 5 final. What's the verdict?
Optic versus FaZe Major 5 final?
I think it's a 4-3, dude. Optic.
I think 4-3, 4-2 Optic show.
4-2 Optic for me.
I like 4-2.
I think Optic's finally gonna just absolutely get ready. I think they're prepping right now. They're getting ready. I think they know. They definitely have to know in the back of their heads that they, out of every squad here, has the best opportunity to make it to grand finals within that winner's bracket. So they got to be ready for the double control. They have to be ready for that double control because that's what did them dirty at Major 3, and that's what did them dirty at Major 4. Third time's the charm. If you cannot center out those controls, you're good luck, buddy. Good luck, Charlie. Yeah.
Good luck, Charlie.
Good luck, Charlie. Good luck.
I want to see what the controls they played were when they lost in grand final.
A CeeLo, both times.
Both times? Was
Both
it CeeLo?
times a CeeLo.
No, Major 3 was Hotel, and they won it.
But the
And then
second,
it
I
was-
mean,
it was the second one was a CeeLo. Yeah.
second one was a CeeLo.
And then Major 4. First control.
A CeeLo,
Was-
3-2.
First control was Expo.
was
And
Expo.
then a CeeLo. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, just don't let a CeeLo into your control pool.
So
Well,
you've
that's really
got
hard.
that. I was gonna say
Yeah.
that is very hard. They, in my personal
They look good
opinion,
on Expo though.
I was gonna say, in my personal opinion, they got to finish up that Expo. If they don't finish up that Expo in their favor, because a lot of teams, in my opinion, do not want to play that hotel control. Hotel control, you just get 1-4 down on the offense, it's game, it's wraps, it's over. There's like no opportunity, outside of that one moment. Literally, the defense could do everything possible, but the moment you get that 4 down, it's game. And the offense just run with it.
You can see what vetoes were. It's like the one thing this website is missing is like, what were the vetoes?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Still, man. I mean, shoot, dude. Literally. I believe there are vetoes. If I remember seeing last time.
I remember it shows for sure, like when you're actually watching the stream, it shows like who vetoed what, like who picked
Yeah, just on the website it doesn't, I don't think so.
No, I just went straight into it. I mean, you'd probably have to go into like the actual stream, I think,
Yeah,
and
bro.
find it. But whatever. Besides the point, I'm thinking it's got to be those controls. Those controls, they have to come out strong. It doesn't matter. They're gonna pull up in the HP. They're gonna pull up in the S&D. Those are gonna be bang outs. They're gonna fight tooth and nail for those against FaZe. But those controls, I mean, let's look at Major 2 real quick. When FaZe won, what were the maps there? That was at Boston Breach.
It was.
They were against LA. It came down to that Asilo control. Damn! FaZe 3 0'd them. Oh my gosh. Look, this is what I'm talking about. Greenberg Hotel control, 3-2. You're just winning offensives. You're just winning the offenses. 100% winning the offenses on that one. That one's very hard. I wanted, if there was a way to see who started on offense, that would be another great stat to see because, yeah, like you look at it, Greenberg,
But you could
not exactly the most.
kind of, well, who came from winners? Because whoever came from winners essentially would have map 1 pick, right?
Yeah.
Which I guess then they would have map 3 picks, and that would have meant Thieves would have had their.
Well, it also depends on
choice.
what team they pick. Like if you're like
Yeah.
a higher seed, you can literally be like, oh, I want team B or team A. Like you can choose. It doesn't really matter. Whoever comes from winners usually gets to decide which side they want, and then depending on the side they want is depending, or team they want, and then what team they want, they depend on what side they want.
Yeah.
So yeah, if they did have the stat there where it shows who chose the side, but coming from winners and being a higher seed.
Okay. So It's got to be the controls. Optic have got to win those controls. They win those controls, we could even potentially see a 4-1.
Actually,
If they win that first control. If they don't, Lord knows what's gonna happen at that point. Because you don't want to give anything to FaZe. And FaZe are gonna be ready to take everything.
Oh
So,
yeah.
you give those guys an inch, they're taking a football field. It's over. And that's why when they were talking about how they were, or Shotzi was talking about how that squad just dominates in scrims and like there's like nobody worth scrimming. They said, we're finally going to start scrimming FaZe again because they're a top tier team that plays in a top tier style. So that'll be a bang out. Still, as viewers, we will be able to get to watch some of the greatest Call of Duty there. But still, it's going to be insane. It's going to be insane. Look, I want to talk about this player's salary stuff and the recession going on, but we've already gone an hour and a half. We'll save we'll save that discussion for another day. But anything you guys want to say before we head out? Before we go?
no, I don't have really anything else. I think this was super cool to kind of walk through, and hopefully people enjoyed it.
Thank you, Dandro. I just want to say thank you, man. I know you're a busy guy, and I really appreciate you coming in here and just spitting that cheeseman with us, and talking some good Call of Duty, man.
Absolutely.
Mike,
Always.
appreciate you as always, my duo. Thank you for 9 episodes. We've got one more episode, ladies and gentlemen. One more episode for this season, and that's going to be the pre-champs episode. That one's going to be the mega episode. I think we're going to get 10 people on.
Whoa. We'll get the moms on.
We'll get the moms on.
Oh, God.
We're going to have a 10-person episode. As many as we can get, really. As many as we can get. We'll get all their cameras, and I think mainly it's just going to be what happened in Major 5. What did we like? What we didn't like? Who made an upset? Who didn't make an upset? And where we see champs running with the official bracket. And then that post-season tier list. Everything from day 1, week 1 of Major 1 all the way up until Major 5 and where we're at. So I hope you guys are excited. I'm going to be excited. You might even see Dandro back on that one because this guy was great. Absolutely pleasure to have him. You guys have an absolutely great night. The VOD will be up on YouTube as soon as possible. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, you have a great night, great day. God bless wherever you are. We'll see you